It's very late. I just was about to end my day, and then I just came across this way of making caustics in Blender, like this. The lighting just looks really interesting, and I'm just surprised at how quick this was to set up. I just have to share this before I forget it. So here is a render I did at 5,000 samples, and you can just see the light plays just super nicely on the ground. And I haven't even tried to animate this yet. I haven't made the nodes set up to be able to do it, but it just takes so long to render. You can just see how fantastic this is going to look rendered. Okay, so I'm going to try and use the shading tab. Yeah, let's make a new material. Let's just call it Casual Caustics. And let's give it an emission shader. The thing here is to use the Voronoi texture. It's just a fantastic texture. So add a Voronoi texture. Connect the distance. You know what? We're gonna make a plane instead. Yeah, there we go. And let's scale this down. And you can see already, it sort of feels, it has something to do with liquids and refractions. And I think it's really interesting already. But what we want to do here is we want to take two Voronoi textures and we want to take the difference between them. And then we want to just make tiny adjustments. And it's super efficient. So duplicate the Voronoi texture and add a mix RGB node and set the mix type to difference. And now when we set this to 1, it should go completely black. Perfect. That means that these are identical. So now we can change, for example, the scale, and this is sort of the difference between these two. Let's set both of them to 4D, and let's set this value to smooth F1 instead of just F1. Set both of them to smooth F1. And now the whole trick here is to take the smoothness value and just see that. Oh my god. It's already happening. So there's the difference in the smoothness is what we are trying to control. And a really nice way to control it is to add a value node. So input value and connect this to smoothness in both of them. And we can press F2 to just rename this to smoothness. And since this controls both of them, they're exactly the same, which is perfect. So now let's add a math node to just one of them. Let's set this to add, and let's set it to 0.2. And now we can sort of increase this smoothness. Let me increase the brightness here so we can see it a bit easier. Really cool. And you can make all types of controllers. So you can take this one and just, let's name this scale, and let's make another one randomness. Connect these scale into the scale. I'm probably looking like a crazy person just in the dark, but I just have to share this because it's so fascinating. Let's increase the scale. And the randomness just makes this look so, look at that. We're not ready yet. There's one final thing we need to adjust. And that is in this color, we need to add a color ramp node, and let's increase the contrast and let's set it to B-spline. Look at this. Look at all these details. You can make another black value if you like, so you get it even more contrasty. Fantastic. Look at that. I just love this texture. It's so cool. You know what? You can add one more and call this evolution. And let's set this to connect it to the W. You can hold down shift and you can change this value. And this is basically going to be our effect. Let's dial down the randomness a little bit. Or maybe up. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So now here comes the trick. How do we make this 2D texture into a light source? This is the cool part. Oh, yeah, let's save this. You see, I've tried this a bunch of times. So under material, oh, you can probably don't see this. So under material properties, let's click this shield button and let's just cross this out and make a new material. Set this to diffuse. Let's go back to the Caustics material and let's split our viewport and let's set this to shader editor. Select everything by pressing A and Control C to just copy all of them. And now let's make a light. Set it to spotlight and let's move it on the Z-axis. The ground plane, let's set the material back to just ground, the diffuse material we already made. Let's select the light, click Use Nodes. If you're in the shader editor, you can click Use Nodes, and you can press Ctrl V. And now we can paste this entire texture into our light and delete the material output and set the emission to the surface. Let's set this to render view. Oh, the light is way too weak, so let's set it to 10,000. What? 100,000? I don't understand why this isn't working. What's wrong here? Oh, yes, there's one important thing. Connect this back again. Let's delete the old stuff. This vector, we have forgotten to populate it. So let's take this vector and let's make a texture coordinate node, because we need to access this normal data. And then let's make a vector and then mapping. And then let's connect these vector values to this one and connect the normal to vector. And there we go. Look at this beauty. And the thing is, you have to go on the light settings and lower the radius. So let's set this to 0.1, and already it's getting a lot sharper. So this is sort of the sharpness value we're adjusting. Set our world strength to 0. Oh, yeah, and now we have to go to, in the shader editor, let's set it to world. And let's just get rid of the background and Shift A to make a volume scatter shader and plug this into the volume. Let's set the density to 0.1. Look at that. Now let's add a monkey. Shift A. Look at this. It just renders so slowly. There it is. So the trick is to make your light have this setup. This is the takeaway from this tutorial. Make a light that has this setup. This is going to take a really long time to render. That is a different type of tutorial. I just couldn't not make a tutorial about it. So, thanks for watching. I was able to make this work in Eevee as well. Let's have a look. So now we are in the Eevee render engine. The thing is that the shadow on the ground is going to look really weird. Look at this. I mean, this isn't what Eevee is really good at, shadows. So if we just focus on the volumetrics, like the scatter part, it actually works pretty good. And the thing you have to do is that you have to make a ground plane with the texture, and instead of it having an emission material, you can see the emission shader has been swapped out with a transparent shader. That is very important, because then you're sort of just casting a shadow. See, like that. And that is basically what is happening in cycles as well, but in Eevee you can't really use nodes on the light. So this is a nice workaround, I think. And there's one more important thing you have to do. You have to select the object, this plane that you make, and under material properties, make sure the shadow mode is set to either alpha clip or alpha hash. I think it's alpha clipped. Set it like this. This is almost a more intuitive way. You can sort of understand how this works.